Hello, it's Victor Dedaj. Hope you're having a great day. I'm joined here by my good friend as well as my chiropractor, Dr. Joseph Vetere. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Vic.
All right, this guy's been taking care of my back for the last few years, and I've learned a lot from him. So we want to talk about a few things today. Number one, the first thing we want to do is the importance of building relationships. There's so many people out there that just want instant gratification. They don't want to take the time to build relationships with people, and because of that, they don't get anywhere.
Well, they think that sometimes people have this entitlement mentality, and they think just because of who they are by, maybe by their experience or maybe by the title in the front or the back of their name, that people are going to run and cling to them. I remember many years ago, me and my partner, this is like going back 30 plus years ago when we first started in practice, and we were very busy very early on, and somebody had asked us, how are you young guys getting real busy really, so early on? I said, well, people like us. And they go, what? It's people like us. I said, the most important thing to do, and I do this with the doctor-patient relationship, is that, and this is the truth. If you're younger than me, you're going to get treated like one of my kids. And if you're my age, you can be my brother or my sister. And if you're older than me, you may be my mom or my dad. And the thing is to be genuine with people. You got to be transparent enough to make the real you come out, and you build that relationship with somebody, be it in practice or be it in business. Like I do business too, and if this person, they're not going to come the first thing. Like a guy came in here and said, "Hey, listen, I sell a certain product. First day, here's some cards. You want to help me?" No, man, I don't even know you from a hole in the wall, man. You need to be my buddy before I start,
exactly.
Promoting your stuff.
Absolutely, and that's something a lot of entrepreneurs do not understand, is because sometimes I become friends with someone and they immediately send me their link, and I say, I don't know you. Who the hell are you? I need to get to know you and like you, trust you. Do you have value to give me? Can you help me? It's like, you were Louis. If a strange man comes up to a woman on the street and says, will you marry me? Is she going to say yes? Of course not, because she doesn't know.
I don't think that'll work.
It's not going to work because she doesn't know the guy. She has to get to know him first, then he might have a shot. And same thing, if you just spam your links immediately to someone you just become friends with, you're not going to get anywhere. The other thing it does is it puts you in a position of weakness, because you put it out there, and it's very easy for the other person to say no. But when you build that relationship, you give them value, help them out, they are much more likely to join you and do business with you. But you gotta show them that you care about them, as he was talking about. What kind of relationship you have to show that you're not just a recruit, you're not just money to them, that you actually care for them. Remember, there's a saying, people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care.
True, and I do a lot of lectures and a lot of organizations and such, but it just didn't happen because I knew somebody. I remember years ago when I had a little different type of schedule, I would go to many pastors' breakfasts and lunches, because I do my program primarily in churches. And I would go to these meetings, and I'd go every Thursday for 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, just going and just saying, you know what, I'm just going to be part of the organization. And then they'll know what I do, and when they know what I'll do, they'll ask me to come do it at their church. And I'd have to say, like if there's 20 people there or 20 churches represented, by the end of the year, they would all have me, and I never had to push myself on it because they knew who I was.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And especially in the business world, because I do a lot of I have lots of patience, and if somebody may come in, they're looking for a job, or somebody may know something, I love connecting people. You know what I'm saying? As long as I know the character of the person, which is critical, Victor, the character of the person. If the character of the person is quality enough and genuine enough for me to put my name on it, okay, then I'll pass that person on.
Exactly.
But if not putting my name on it, I will not throw my pearls before swine.
Absolutely. You can never throw your pearls before swine. So people have to know you. They have to have their relationship. They got to know that they can trust you before they give you any business or refer you to other people. So a lot of people are trying to take shortcuts. We live in an age of instant gratification.
Shortcuts.
There are no shortcuts, but people want shortcuts because we live in an age of instant gratification. When we were a farming community 100 years ago, people understood. The farmer plants, then he would cultivate for 4, 5, 6 months, and then he would harvest. Nowadays, people want to plant and harvest and not cultivate. It does not work that way. You're really going to get people who join you immediately.
Victor, some people want to, listen, they want to reap without sowing.
Yeah, and you got to
That's
sell before you reap.
That's called thievery.
Exactly.
Okay, you're robbing the bank there. You know, I remember I always told my kids, I said, you know what? You're not reaping because you're not sowing.
Exactly.
Don't think that you're entitled to the harvest if you never put a seed in the ground. Okay?
Exactly.
Now there may be a point, and I know, and this is also a biblical principle. There is a point when you could be such a giver that at certain points in time you'll see harvest, or things come to you, blessings will come to you, or things that you didn't even plan on getting, they just come your way because you've been sowing so many seeds. And let me tell you, I'm giving myself good advice right there. And whoever listens, I mean, it's priceless stuff.
Yeah, you got to sow before you got to put in the effort. You got to build that foundation. A lot of people don't want to build a proper foundation. Just like you have to build a proper foundation for your house, because if he doesn't, just like in the Bible, the house is going to fall apart if there's any like storm or
storm comes.
It's going to fall. But if it has a proper foundation, it'll withstand any storm. You got to do the same thing for yourself in your business. It's good to belong to a good company, but if you don't have that foundation, if that company gets shut down by the government,
right,
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But if you have that proper foundation, you can take your skills anywhere.
You can recreate yourself.
Absolutely. And, a lot of entrepreneurs have done that. Some of them have gone bankrupt. Some of them, their company goes under, they get shut down by the government, but they reinvent themselves. They start their own business or join another company.
You know what happens? I have to tell you this. Sometimes the best thing for somebody is for them to get knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I don't wish anybody to go bankrupt or whatever the story may be, but let me tell you something. Sometimes to get knocked down off your horse, to realize that, why you did not have a strong foundation, and then you build it the second time around, you become big time.
Didn't St. Paul get knocked down from his horse?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So now, seeing things.
Absolutely, and how his life changed. So I want to talk about, Dr. Vetere has a book out. Why don't you show
My
me?
book.
Yeah, so it's called The Genesis Diet. And there are a lot of great things about this book. Number one, not only is it a good book about proper eating and dieting, and of course,
which is a small part of the book.
It's only a small part of the book, and also has biblical principles, because you see the name Genesis, which is the first book of the Bible. But as an entrepreneur, I also like the fact, in addition to the biblical principles, he uses a lot of success principles. So when I first started reading the book, I said, wow, any business person or entrepreneur can get a lot of value from this book, because these are timeless principles. When you apply to your business and are consistent with them, you will be successful. So you want to talk about some of those principles?
You know what the funny thing about it is this, okay? Because are we doing the promo?
Yeah,
it's Dr. Vetere, the Genesis Diet book. But let me share something with you.
On Amazon, by the way.
Let me just share something with you. In order to be successful in dieting and exercising and stuff, you have to be, your mind has to be in the right place to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Following the recipe, okay, eat this, don't eat that, exercise 3 days a week. Following the recipe, but not owning the recipe, that person will only last a week, maybe 2 at the most, and then they're off the reservation. They fail because as soon as some crisis comes, as soon as a little stress comes, they quit. So what happens is, in the beginning of the book, what I do is I set up actually about 15 or 16 principles, okay? And the principles are designed that before you even take the first step in either doing a diet or starting a business or starting a master's program or whatever it may be, you have to get yourself in the right spot. And the first thing, I don't know if we'll cover all 8, but I'll just start off with this one. The first thing is you have to absolutely, positively stop making excuses. It sounds simple, Victor, it sounds elementary, but the truth is you got to stop believing that the excuses you've been leaning on are actually real. Mm-hmm. You read stories about people, they're handicapped, they don't got an arm, they don't got a leg, they're blind, they have stuff that is physically wrong. Next thing you know, they're super successful because they didn't use it as a crutch. They didn't use it as the excuse to fail.
Right, Nick Vujicic has no arms, no legs, and he's a super successful motivational speaker.
Yeah, I mean, there's countless people that have real handicaps or real disadvantages. And to say that you're too old, you're too this, you're too, whatever the story may be, you got to stop believing. Because I got patients that come in here, and the first thing they do is they tell me their excuses, like they're planning to fail. You got to stop that. You got to say, you know what? I'm not gonna. You got to stop speaking. You're too old. You got to stop being. People say, "Oh, I don't have the time." That's baloney, man. I challenge people half my age. Follow me around my office and see about time and energy, how to maximize it. And people, oh, I have no money, I'm broke. Stop speaking that stuff. Because what happens is you speak death over your life, and the death is the excuses you're making why you can't succeed. You got to stop at that. You got to stop that right off the get-go. And then principle number 2 is you got to take initiative immediately, not tomorrow. Like people say, well, let me go think about it. The only time you go think about doing something is you're going to go think about why you're going to rely on your excuse again. That's what it is. You're not thinking about, okay, how am I going to make this work? What avenues do I need to go down? What principle number 3? Making sacrifices. What sacrifices do I need to make now so I can take initiative now so I can overcome the inertia of the excuses? I'm getting excited just now thinking
Those are some golden nuggets Dr. Vetere's been dropping on us. So, and he's got a number more of those success principles that he uses, not just for dieting, in your business, in your entrepreneurial life. It's life. You use it in life. Don't make excuses. Make some sacrifice. Take action. Winners take action. People who procrastinate go nowhere. People say, "Oh, I'll do it next week. You can do it tomorrow or whenever." They don't do it. You have to take the action now. You got to get it started, because when you procrastinate, believe it or not, those are the kind of people you wind up attracting anyway. People who won't take action with you. People who won't do business with you, because life tends to attract life for some reason, and you really need to take that in, to take that action, and you do that, great things happen. But if you never take action, nothing will happen. So the best time to start is always now. People always wait for the perfect time, but the perfect time never comes.
There's never a perfect time.
Things are always going to pop up. Oh, when my kids finish school. When your kids finish school, something else is going to happen. There's going to be a hurricane or something. When you lose your job or something. Get started now. Take that
now.
And you know what? Now. Some people say, well, I'm going to learn everything. But you know what the problem is? You learn by doing things.
Of course. I remember this was many years ago, maybe 20 years ago. This pastor had asked me to go minister to preach at his church. And he says, this is the topic I'd like you to speak on. And I'm looking at the topic. I'm looking at him and I said, this is a heavy topic here. It's so heavy, man. I'm not even experiencing this in my life. I'm praying for this. I'm believing in this, but I'm not experiencing it. How am I going to speak about it? He goes, that's why I want you to do it. Exactly. You need to, because what happens is, listen, I don't want to sound esoteric, but this is the truth. You got to create that which you want to have come to pass. So sometimes you got to learn it as you're going along. Sometimes you got to step out in faith and proclaim that this is who you are. Okay? Stop selling yourself short. You're much bigger. You're much grander. You're much stronger. You're much more assertive. You're much more successful than you think you are. And stop making the enemy that surrounds you to think that you're not. Okay? You are who God created you to be. And let that be the standard. Absolutely. Not what some knucklehead's going to say who you are. Exactly. Including friends and family and people that say they love you.
Exactly, because God always affirms you. You're made in the image of God, and because of that, you have dignity, you have worth as a person. And you're capable of many great things. And I would just add to that, get out of your comfort zone.
Get out.
The comfort zone is the biggest enemy of your success, whether it's dieting, business, whatever in life. Get out of it, because when you get out of that comfort zone, great things will happen. Listen, Dr. Vetere, I want to thank you for being here with us today.
This is my office, Vic. I just want you to know, Vic is in my office.
I'm in his office, so I'm chilling out.
He's thanking me for being, I'm belonging in here.
I thank you for letting me hang out here with you in your office doing a Facebook Live. And I've been seeing this guy for 4 years. My back was a mess before I got here, and it's
messy.
And he's done great things with my back. And if you're in New York, you have back issues, come see Dr. Vetere. And if you're outside, go see a chiropractor.
Let me know and I send you to the right place.
Yeah, he'll send you to the right place, because these guys do great things. And as you can tell, he's been a successful business owner for over 30 years now. He knows what he's talking about.
35,
I said over 30 years.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to sell you short. And he's a man of faith, so you can tell. So if you read his book, you'll see a lot of successful as well as biblical principles. So you can apply both. So you don't need to separate. You can use both in anything you do in your life. So thank you for having me in your office and for joining us live.
Thank you,
my friend. Wishing you all a wonderful day. Take care and God bless.
See ya.